Hi everybody, this is a how-to on expenses. Since the upgrade in Odoo, I noticed that our expenses are going back to the same way that they were initially. So it's going to save us that step without having to calculate the subtotal. We're just going to enter the full total. I'm just going to do a couple of examples and show you how to create a report, and then this will be the way that we use moving forward. So from your main screen, you're going to select expenses wherever that may be, and we're going to click create. Under the description, you're going to say what you did. So let's just say I went for lunch with Alex. When I press tab, it's going to automatically select the product for me based off the description. Now, some of these are going to be accurate and some of them are not. So this first one will be, and then I'll show you a secondary example and explain what to do if it doesn't pop up correctly. So this is going straight to meals, which again is correct. We're going to put in a total of Canadian dollars. And now this button is going to be new to us. So underneath here, it's going to show GST for purchases and GST plus PSD for purchases. So if said meal was in Alberta, we're going to click GST. And if it was in Saskatchewan, we would do the combination of the two. I'm just going to go ahead and click GST for purchases and say that said meal was in Alberta. From here, it's going to show you what the actual tax is that's included in the total. So this is a great opportunity for you to double check your receipt or your invoice and make sure that that tax is accurate. If there are any discrepancies, we can just deal with those on a one-on-one basis, and you can send me an email or a text and we can go from there. You're going to then select your expense date, so whatever date that is that we went for lunch, and double check that your account matches the product. If, again, there are any discrepancies, just let me know and I can go in and fix them. This employee should show up your name rather than mine. Then we're going to go in and click Save. And from here, we're going to add our receipt. So click Attach Receipt. You're going to upload it. Please make sure that your photos are legible and clear if you're taking them with your cellular device. I'm just going to click on a random one here because I didn't actually have said lunch with Alex. And then once this is uploaded, it's automatically going to save this created expense. So now we're going to go in and we're going to create a secondary one. Let's say we got some pens and paper from Amazon. And here's where I'm going to show you that it's going to the wrong account. So it pops up phones for some reason, not sure why. We're just going to highlight that, delete that, and we're going to go in and we're going to type in office supplies. If you're not sure of the product / account that it should go to, again, send me a quick email, send me a text, call me, and then we can discuss it and go from there to make sure that it's allotted to the proper account. Let's say we spent $52.50 here and GST. This is going to show that our subtotal technically was $50 and that our GST was $2.50. Cross-reference your invoice or receipt, and that should be balanced. Go in, select your expense date, and then just double check that your account and the product are offsetting. Go in and save, and again, we're going to attach the receipt for this. Again, I'm just going to pick some random one. Now, these are going to be what you're going to be entering on the daily. So each time that you're swiping that credit card, make sure that you're going in, taking that photo of the receipt, and then entering it under your expenses to A, alleviate you doing all of this at the end of the month, and B, to make sure that you're not missing anything or losing receipts, et cetera, et cetera. So once all of those are entered, at the end of the month, you're going to come in and you're going to click My Expenses to Report. So all of your expenses are going to be here. You can go in and double check that you've entered the date accurately, that you have a description, that you have your attachment, and then that the totals are there. If, for example, you have an entry at the end of the month that's past the 29th of the date, of the previous month, try not to select that in your expense report, as those ones don't pop up until the following reporting period. I go in and double check to make sure that those aren't accounted for. But if you can just make sure that you do a little bit of due diligence, and yeah, let's say moving anything dated past the 29th of that month will just go on to the following expense report. So here you can do one of two things. You can go in and you can individually select each expense, or you can just click this right here and it'll click everything. If, for example, you do have something that's dated the 30th of November, you can just unclick that one and then all the other remaining ones will still stay highlighted. So from here, you're going to click Create Report. And then you can either keep this summary, what that says, or I always like to do the month and write expenses 2022. And I'm on the Amex, so I put Amex. It's going to show your employee name, who you submit to. And then this bank journal is very crucial as far as reconciling on my end. So just make sure if you're not on the Amex that you're going in and you're selecting your MasterCard. It automatically selects Amex for everyone just because it's alphabeticalized. So if you need to go in and select your MasterCard, go in and do so here. This is a great opportunity for you to then triple check, make sure your expense dates are right, the product's accurate, you have a description, you have an attachment if applicable, and then that you do have the taxes here. If, for example, you have a grocery receipt that you just picked up a couple of things for the office and there was no grocery tax allotted to that, this will just be blank, which is perfectly fine. From here, you're going to click Save, and then you're going to submit to your manager. Your manager is then going to go in and approve or refuse. Then once that process is done, I then can see it on my end, and then I can go and reconcile. This is where you will notice sometimes that I do refuse them, and that's just for simply, you know, a tax thing was allocated wrong or the wrong account. I'll go and refuse it, and then you'll just have to do the resubmitting, and then I reconcile and we're good to go. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, this process is what we were doing at the beginning of 2022. And I think it will save us a lot of time. Sorry for the back and forth with everything, but again, any questions, please email, call me, text me.